Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited that you could join us this morning. I am hoping and praying Rumble's going to work, but I know that right now our YouTube is plugged in and we're going. And if Rumble doesn't work, we'll throw this up on Rumble. Oh, it looks like it's connecting. Yay! I did something right. Because, y'all, when I'm trying to plug it into Redneck Rhapsody instead of Hero over on Rumble, it's not always my friend. Or actually, maybe it's just all me. Because I try to be a tech girl, but I don't have all the equipment to be as techie as I would like. Matter of fact, our guest asked me about background noise, and I thought, nope, my audience ain't going to hear that because I've just got this one simple little computer, and I don't have the big mic, and I'm not your fancy podcaster. One of my guests wanted to come over and do a podcast live from here in the house. And I'm like, I'm not really set up for all that fancy mess. We have to share the one screen and we don't have a mic. So anyway, I hope that you're having a great summer. It is hotter than Satan's armpit here in Arkansas. It kind of, people starting to smell like it by noon too. I'm just going to tell you, it is awful, y'all. Heat index, 118 degrees yesterday in Arkansas. Now, where I'm at, it was only 113 or 115, but several towns hit 118. Guess what? A little sweat never hurt, but you better be taking in enough water to offset it. Welcome to Redneck Rhapsody. We're so glad you're here. I don't know if I can make my little fancy screen do its little thing that I would like for it to, but I'm going to try to figure it out. Let's see if it'll do it. Oh, there it is. Yay. Like and subscribe over on YouTube. Please give us a thumbs up and a follow. I appreciate you a lot. We're trying to build these channels back up. So thank you for hanging out with us today. We don't have long, so I'm not going to get into the who's and the what's and the fours, but I will tell you that this young lady fixing to join me, she's become a very dear friend of mine. But more than that, she has introduced me to the world of mycelium. That's a fancy word, isn't it? I'm going to let her tell you all about it. Hi,
Diana. Hey, Trina, dear. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I hope I said that right because that's usually yours and Kristen's word, and I don't get to say it.
Yeah, we are in the world of mushrooms. And, when you were talking about the heat index where I'm at, the heat index is 139. Think about that.
You know what? Let me just tell you, I don't really have to think about that because at one point in my life, many other honeymoons ago, I honeymooned there on July the 30th. And I'm just going to tell you, we had people just to demonstrate, went outside, cracked an egg, put it on the sidewalk, and y'all live fried faster than you can heat your skillet up. So I get it. It's hot there.
It is hot. Yeah, it's hot. I know the background noise I was asking you about was I'm in my RV. We're traveling. We're down at the lake. And if I turn the air conditioner off, you will literally just see me melt right in front of the screen. So I had to leave it on. Gosh, we're so excited. We appreciate you so much. And I know you've got a jam-packed show today with us being on and then Evan coming on in a little bit. But I just want to thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all the hard work you put into these podcasts. Guys, these podcasters, they do this because they love you. They do this because they love their cause and their purpose, but they need to be supported. And if you go to trinawpets.com or send me an email at trinawpets@gmail.com, we'll do a free analysis on your pet's needs, your needs, anything that's going on where we can help with mushroom therapy. Our goal is our pet's health. Primarily, but then again, we have to be healthy because if we're not healthy, we can't take care of them, right? And we deal with mushroom therapy. Now, the study of mushrooms, mycology, is amazing. And when you learn a little bit about how incredible mushrooms are, they'll just blow your mind. And this is important. We didn't just get into the mushroom business because it was a craze. Like a lot of people, we didn't jump on the bandwagon. Our company's been working with mushrooms for over 20 years. We started working with this mushroom, the Coriellus versicolor, 20 years ago. I've personally been working with it for over 10 years. And how I got involved was because they called me and said, look, we're going to be pushing mushrooms for animals because we've learned how many of our dogs were dying of cancer, and we've learned what this mushroom can do. In fact, Penn State University Veterinarian School has said, if your dog has cancer and takes the Coriellus versicolor mushroom, it will live longer and healthier. What an incredibly bold statement for a university to put in writing. Cancer, diabetes, allergies, all the things that we get, our animals are now getting. So I am certified in pet nutrition. I'm certified in holistic pet care, and I'm certified in CBD for pets and people. And I just want to first, before I go into traveling with pets, I want to give you all a bunch of kudoses. A lot of you purchased chill doggies for the 4th of July. I would love to hear your success stories. If you go to my Substack at the Mushroom Ladies, you will see a whole bunch of testimonials on people with the chill doggies and how well it worked over the 4th. We're also going to do a quick update on the longevity pack. A lot of you have taken advantage of our longevity pack, the alternative to the GLP-1. We're seeing amazing testimonials. I know Miss Trina's down 4 pounds. I'm down 12 pounds. We've got another podcaster that y'all know that's down 18 pounds. Another podcaster who's down 10 pounds. We're seeing some amazing things. And what I want you to understand is that real health cannot be injected. It's important that you guys understand that this GLP-1 craze is scary and crazy. We did a whole show on it with Redneck Rhapsody not too long ago. Please go watch it. If you have anyone taking the GLP-1 treatment, let them know that the World Health Organization has issued a warning that people who are taking this have a 35% more chance of having suicidal thoughts or actually suicidal actions. And if they're on antidepressants or if they're on any kind of anxiety medication, that goes up to 150 to 300% more likely that they're going to have suicidal thoughts. So the shot that was supposed to make you feel better about yourself is also making you want to kill yourself. Think about that. Oh. So enough on that. I could go on all day about the GLP-1 stuff, but I want to talk about traveling with your pets. It's that time. It's that time that we are going on a trip, right? So here's the thing. Almost 80% of people who travel with their pet. How cool is that? So if we didn't take our entire family with us on a vacation, what kind of a vacation would it be, right?
Right.
So think about how many of you travel with a dog, a cat, a bird. We met a woman who travels with monkeys. I go to an event every year, and there's
as you said that about taking your pet with you, did you hear him? He started barking on cue.
I did. He's like, "Hey, don't forget me." I know, it's so much fun. Cody, we went one time without our dog because where we were going, we couldn't take animals, and we had a pet sitter. And Cody was so upset the whole time we were gone. Every time she left the house, he barked. He had no voice when we got back, and we just said we are never leaving our baby again. Yeah. So whether you're going in an RV or traveling by air or traveling by car, the most important thing to remember when traveling with your pet are 3 things. First, the most priority thing is to keep them safe. The second thing is to keep them healthy. The third thing is to keep them happy and comfortable. So a lot of times we think, oh, happy and comfortable is more important. No, safety first, healthy second, happy, comfortable third. So remember, it's a stressful time when they travel. So please get their immune systems supported with the Coriellus versicolor mushroom, whether it's in our mush puppies, our special sauce, our mush ponies. And we have a new product temporarily. We're just trying it out. It's a training treat. It's a little tiny Coriellus versicolor mush puppy training treat that you can put in your pocket and use if you're just wanting to give them a little something here or there. We're very excited about it, but get their immune system.
Well, I'm gonna cheat on that one. We use Mojos for that.
Oh, I agree. I
loves the Mojos, and those are our, you sit, you shake, and he gets a Mojo.
And the good thing about that is that is pure freeze-dried liver covered with the Coriellus versicolor mushroom. Okay. I think it's an amazing treat. Plus, you can keep it in your pocket. We have a long-distance runner, a human, who actually keeps those in his pockets, and he takes them when he's running for extra energy, because he can put them in his mouth, and his saliva can dehydrate them, and he can eat them. I also have a road runner in town that knocks on the door of a restaurant to get his Mojo. It's hysterical, but it's an
We
incredible.
need that filmed.
I have to get a video of it. We have a video of him at the window, but I don't have a video of him getting his mojo. But we have to do that. So again, very important that when you travel, even yourself, get your immune system solid. Take the Enforce product before you get on a plane for a couple weeks. We have a gentleman who went on a mission, and he took the Enforce for 30 days before he went. Every single person on the mission got sick except him, and he was the oldest one. He got back, and the next time they went, 3 months later, he bought Enforce capsules for every single person going on the mission. He gave everybody a bottle for the month before they went, the month after they went. Every single person did not get sick, but other mission crews did. So it just shows you if your immune system is supported, it's going to keep you from catching all the things that happen when you travel. Same for your animal. They're stressed out, they're excited, they're amped up. All these things are happening. So it is important that we keep them healthy. Now let's talk safety. Please, 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 please do not travel with your dog in a car unless they are either tethered by wearing a seatbelt or in a crate. And here's why. You get into an accident, that dog's going through the windshield. And I have two quick stories. We have a little Yorkie riding in an RV on Mama's lap, thinking that's the safest place on a pillow. And that's what I used to do with Cody years ago. They got broadsided, unexpected, not anything they did wrong. And the airbag went off and the pup flew in her face, killed the Yorkie and broke bones in her face. If that dog had been tethered or had been in a crate, that would not have happened. We had another couple who hit black ice. They had 3 Cocker Spaniels in their back seat. And the thing that was so weird about this, they had posted a picture of, hey, we're ready to come home, and all 3 dogs sitting in the back. And I'm thinking, ooh, no seatbelts, no seatbelts. Within 3 hours, we get a message in our little town. It's a very small town. Everybody knows everything that's going on. That Paul and Lee had been in a horrible accident. Their car had rolled 3 times. And my first thought was, are they okay? What about the dogs? Well, I talked to Paul shortly after. 2 of the dogs went through the windshield and got ejected, but survived, ended up in a big snowdrift. One of the dogs went through the front windshield and just took off running down the road, which is what normally happens. They go into that flight or fight, I'm scared, I'm getting out of here mode. Mama, who had a broken leg, went running after the dog, and a passerby stopped and picked her up, put her in the car, and they chased the dog, and they were able to get the dog. But that's not usually how it ends. It usually ends with the dog getting hit. So please, 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 please make sure that you tether or secure your dog. Also, every dog needs to have a go bag. Now, Trina is going to post, and she has a beautiful travel sheet that she's going to put up. Please take a screenshot of this. Put it in your lunchroom at work. Put it in your church bulletin board. See if you can get any of your little local magazines to publish it. They love this kind of stuff. Everybody needs to know what they have to take for their animals. This is a checklist about food, medications, medical records, health certificates, all the things that you need. A tick puller, Benadryl in case they get bit by a snake, side cutters, gauze, a muzzle. Always take a muzzle, because if a dog gets injured and needs to be restrained, you need to have a muzzle. If you're going to be in a wooded area, have a brush vest to prevent burrs, foxtails, fleas, ticks, all the things. Booties are important for heats, rocks, burrs, and stickers. So here's something to remember. If your pet gets bit or stung by something, make sure that you get a good description of the attacker. If possible, snap a photo. Like if it's a snake and the snake's still sitting there and you can get a photo and or at least really remember a description, when you call a vet or get to a vet, you can tell them what it was or show them. The local vets know what indigenous animals are around, and they can expedite treatment. They can go, oh, that's a harmless snake, it's okay. Or, oh, gee, we better do something more serious. So that is important. Of course, microchipping is always good, but you know, if you're out and about and your dog gets loose, nobody that around you is going to have a microchip reader. So when you're traveling, just take some, you can buy some little round write-on sticker things, or you can just put a piece of masking tape over your dog's collar and put a local phone number. If you're in an RV park, the RV park spot number. If you're in a hotel room, the hotel room number. Just so if somebody finds the animal, they can contact you quickly and you won't have to worry about, well, we got to get to a shelter or we got to get to a vet so they can read the microchip.
And honestly, I'm just going to tell y'all the backwoods redneck way to do that, just because you think, well, I'd have to go make one more stop and spend another dime. Most everybody has a Sharpie in your house.
Yep.
If you have a dog that right around their belly where the hair is thin, you can shave a little spot of hair and just write your cell phone number on their belly with a Sharpie. It will wash off. It's probably not very healthy for them, so don't do it all the time. But if it's just one time, y'all, once a summer, that's worth saving your dog. I'm just telling you.
And good old-fashioned masking tape on the collar works too. Everybody has some masking tape.
Yes.
You're right. Just some kind of identification. And also, if you're going to be in an area for more than 24 hours, make sure you know where the local vet is. The last thing you need to do when you have an animal that's severely injured, enough that it needs to go to a hospital, is to be looking up, where should I go? Also understand that when you're traveling, there are certain indigenous things that can kill your dog. In Florida, there's a toad called the cane bufo toad. Now, we saw one and Cody went running right over to it. And thank goodness someone had told us that if your pup is little and its nose touches the snout of this toad, it can die. It can be dead. Now, a bigger dog will just get really, really sick. But my little Cody, if he had touched that bufo toad, which he was going for it could have killed him. It's so important that you know what is poisonous, what isn't. Yes. The other thing that I think is really critical, and I get a lot of pushback on this, always have your animal obey the leash laws. Yes, my dog's really friendly. I can have my dog off leash. Well, you know what? Your dog's friendly. Mine isn't. If your dog runs up to my dog, we're going to have a problem. And I have a dog that's damaged, and he is going to attack. Obey the leash laws. And if you're going to be out in an area where you want your dog to run and play, put him on 100-foot tether. It's not expensive to go buy a 100-foot piece of rope or chain, or you can buy tethers online for $6 and just let them run. But if something happens, you have control to pull them back in. Even when they're in the water, we're going to talk about that. We had a lost dog in Lake Mead because they had the life jacket on the dog, but they took the life jacket off when they got back in the boat and were heading back into shore. A big wave came, capsized the boat, dog flew over, and the mama went in to rescue the dog, which I would have done the same thing. And thank God a passerby came by and saved them because they were going down. But if your dog's on a tether and you keep that life vest on him, you can pull the dog back in, especially if he gets caught in a current. But if they're out and about and they see something like my dog, we go, ooh, squirrel, boom, gone, run. And I, no matter what I said, he's not going to come back. But if I have him on a tether, I could pull him back. We had a really sad story of a 2-year-old golden doodle who was out with a family in the desert. They took him off leash because, well, actually they didn't. They had one of the little ones, a 3 or 4-year-old holding the leash. This is an important message. And a Apache helicopter came out of nowhere, scared the crap out of the family, scared the crap out of the dog. The dog took off. Well, the little 3-year-old just let go. That's what happens. And never to be seen again. We had search parties looking for that dog. Mm-hmm. It was the saddest thing ever. They found its little collar, which they think possibly a coyote got it. But mm-hmm. Man, if that dog had been tethered, they could have just pulled him back in, right? Well,
so can I give a tip on that tether thing?
Yes.
If you have a damaged dog like Charlie, which if y'all have not ever followed me before, you may not understand how damaged Charlie is. I mean, honestly, I think because I'm friends with Diana and they heard about Charlie's story, that's why they made Chill Doggies. That's what I tell people anyway, is because Charlie is the example of the perfect dog that if I know we're going to travel with him, that like we're going to leave the house at noon, I give him a Chill Doggie that morning. Yes. If it's going to be a firework day, he gets them all day long. I mean, you can't really OD them because it's all natural. But what I want to tell you is before chill doggies were actually a thing a couple of years ago, we went to some friends. We carried a tether. We put him in the front yard to where he didn't see all the people and wouldn't get all excited. He was under a shade tree, had his water. And I'm just going to tell you, because we weren't thinking and we knew better, because he can almost eat his way out of a house. He can eat. I'm making a video of all the things that he can do. But he wasn't on the tether, y'all, over 5 minutes. And the next thing we know, he's standing at the back door. Thank God we didn't go anywhere and trust this tether when we left, because this dog, now he's done it with a leash. I mean, his collar before. We knew he could do it with a collar, but we had a harness on him. A harness. We went to the front yard. The tether's there with the harness attached, but the harness now has big old chew marks to where he got it in his mouth, chewed it enough that he pulled his paws back and came out of the harness on the tether. He can go through one of those big, heavy duty nylon collars in under 2 minutes. When his anxiety kicks in, and he's not but 20 pounds, y'all, but he can get his mouth up underneath his collar. He gets his paw and he works it and gets it up over his mouth. He can gnaw through a collar. We've been through at least 6 or 8 collars. And one of them was more like leather because it was a heavy, brand new Carhartt collar, a $40 collar. And he saw right through it. So I'm just telling you, if you have an anxiety dog and you're going to use a tether or something and you know it, please get chill doggies when you travel, because they need that. So
it also helps. It also helps with the anxiety and the car sickness. Cody throws up if we go up and down hills or around and round and round, like we're going up a mountain. Wow. He throws up. But the chill doggies have helped so much with that.
They
and
have.
We'll hear from Evan later to talk about CBD. That's also helpful. I will say that they do make a product that is made out of fire hose that your dog cannot and will not chew from. I'll try and get some information from you. So let's move on to the next couple things. I've only got a few more minutes here. Keeping your pet healthy is critical. Do not change their water or food while traveling. It's hard enough to travel as a human, knowing what we're going through. We've all heard stories of eating and drinking something in another area and getting sick. The same thing can happen to your dog. So let's do this. Whatever water you can buy nationwide, like Sparklets or Kirkland from Costco, or those little water refill stations, put your dog on that water about 2 or 3 weeks before you travel. And that way you've got water with you, or take it with you if you have room. And take food. Do not change food. Do not change water. It's really, really important because it's hard on their tummies. And you don't want that to happen. Dehydrated foods are amazing to travel with. We make probably one of the best dehydrated foods I've ever seen. We travel in our RV with that because 1 pound makes 4 pounds. It's amazing. But we switch Cody to that a few weeks before we leave slowly so that he is, used to it. Also, examine your pet frequently for bites or things like ticks. Make sure you have a really good tick remover. They're only $2 or $3 on Amazon. And I recommend using a product called Wondercide. Trina has a link for it on her site. She's going to probably put it on Telegram or put it up.
I'm actually got an Amazon store, and that's going to be one of my places on my Amazon store, and it's under Redneck Rhapsody.
It is amazing. Wondercide. I use it on myself, and it is like I have a Star Trek deflector shield, and the bugs just come right towards me, and they turn and run. It works so well. So remember, anxiety, fear, motion sickness.
Have you ever sprayed your campsite with that, by the way?
Oh, yeah. We have.
Does it help any with like flies and gnats and those kind of things?
Yeah, it does. The problem with it is that because it's all natural, it has to be done frequently.
Okay.
So you go through a lot. I just put it on me and I put it on my dog.
Okay.
So, and my husband literally will go after the bugs as he sees them coming with it. But remember, you can go to the vet and you can get anxiety, fear medications, but those are hard on the belly. So let's check into things like chill doggies. Let's make sure that you have things like a thunder shirt, because if you're in a place where you have bad weather, I'm going to end with 2 things. keeping them happy and comfortable is really, really important too. Bring familiar smells. Bring a at-home blanket, or an at-home sheet, an at-home pillow. If you're traveling by plane, a sheet folds flat. Don't wash it. Make sure it's good and dirty, because the smells are going to be very, very calming for your animal. Bring your pet shampoo, because a lot of times your dog needs a bath and you have to do that in the hotel room. If you have an X-Pen, make sure it's supervised and under the shade. Also, if you're traveling by RV or car and you can fit a flat folding type of crate, please do that, because if you are evacuated, we were evacuated in a fire, you cannot take your dog into a shelter without a crate, no matter how good the dog is. Okay, I'm going to end. Yeah, it's very important you know that. I'm going to end with splish splash. It's time to swim. Summer vacations are all about fun, sun, and swimming and swim times for the pups. It is important that you understand that your pet can get sunburned, also overheated, dehydrated, and overexhausted. Make sure that you're using all natural sunscreen on their little belly and their back. My dog's white. He got burned where his little life jacket wasn't, because his skin is just so sensitive. Also, rinse your dogs after they've been in the lake. Have a life jacket no matter what. A current can take a dog out in no time. A leg cramp, anything. The other thing to remember, this is critical. Many lakes and rivers have algae bloom, and it can kill your dog. It is so important that you check local travel blogs. We were getting ready to go up to a lake in Utah, and we found out that the algae bloom and the parasite bloom was so high. If our dog had gotten in that water, it could have killed him. Rinse your dog. Always rinse your dog after they have been in a lake. It is critical. And put little booties on, because there can be coral in the water. There can be rocks that can cut their feet. Glass. People are so rude when they camp with beer bottles and glass. So many people get cut, and your dogs can get the same. But be careful with bacteria and algae blooms in lakes. It is prevalent. And we have seen people's dogs, we have heard of people's dogs dying because they jump in the water. Everybody thinks everything's fine. Some of these algae blooms are threatening to people. Some of them are threatening just to animals. But just go on. And I was doing it the other day. We were thinking about going to a lake, and I went on and said, is there algae bloom at this lake in this state? And they said yes. So guess what? We're not going. Traveling with your pet can be so much fun and so rewarding. But imagine having the trip turn into a disaster. You don't want that. Be a good steward of the environment. Carry poop bags. Make sure you're picking up after the dog. People will say, well, I'm in the desert. It's okay if they poop here. No, it isn't, because the indigenous species eat that poop and it makes them sick. It can be toxic to those animals. So hit the road with your furry family member. Have a blast, but do two things. Chill doggies to keep them calm. Immune support, whether it's mush puppies, mush ponies, whether it is our super sauce, as well as take it for yourself too. You don't want to come home sick. You don't want to get sick. All of you out there, TrinaWPets.com, TrinaWPets@gmail.com is a great place to ask questions. I have had some of the most amazing, great questions about animals' health issues where we've been able to get them. In one case, we got a dog off of 10 medications.
Wow.
And 10 meds. They had the dog on freaking Prozac. 10 meds and Prozac.
Hey, you were talking about pharmaceuticals for the for the anxiety and stuff. They tried 2 or 3 different ones for Charlie. One of them was, I forgot, it started with a T. But anyway,
Trazodone. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah. And they said, well, he'll get addicted and you can't just take him off of it. You're going to have to wean him off. And so it didn't help. And I'm going to tell everyone on here, we had that. We had Prozac. We had, I think, was it Zoloft? Is that one?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they had him on different ones because we couldn't find anything that helped him. And the Chill Doggy he did CBD for a minute. And it was like he developed an immunity to it, or like he got resistant to it. So that was okay for a little bit. And then it was like, like I wasn't even giving it to him, and I was up in his milligrams. But the chill doggies are the only thing, and I cannot stress that enough, y'all. They are that good.
Well, I'm going to touch on CBD because I do have 6 certifications, and I know Evan's coming on. I am a firm believer in CBD for
He just texted, you've got 3 minutes.
When a dog is in pain, that is so important, so much better than gabapentin or all the different things that the vet tries to give your dog for pain. CBD is going to take care of it naturally, and I'm a firm believer in CBD for pain for animals. It's an amazing thing, and it's my go-to every time I see that a dog is in pain.
Awesome.
Yeah, especially like after they've had a surgery or something. They don't need all those meds. Give them some CBD. It'll be great. Evan will talk about that, I'm sure. Very important, you guys. Keep your pets healthy. Have fun with them. Travel safely. My time's up. I'm gonna say adios, and I can't wait.
You're good. He just texted and said you got 3 minutes. He's got 3 minutes before he can make it on, so you're good.
Oh, good. Yeah, and the travel blogs are really important. Don't hesitate. If you're getting ready to go to an area, go to Google and say, hey, we're getting ready to go to Utah and we're taking a dog. Give us some tips and tricks. You wouldn't believe what will come up. Things like, you have to, if you go, let me touch on the rabies certificate. Sometimes if you're traveling with your dog and you're going to a hotel or an RV or an airplane, they're going to ask for a current rabies certificate. Now, you know me, I don't believe in any of that stuff anymore. You can get what's called a titer test, which will say that the rabies vaccine is still in their system, and it will hold in every case. You can also find a holistic vet that will write a letter that says, my dog is too old to have a rabies shot, and that will suffice. I'm not.
How old's too old, do you know?
Say it again.
How old? What age do you see that happening?
It depends on the dog. Our dog is 12 and he looks like a puppy because he's been a mush puppy since he was, a little baby. And I hear him barking right now. He didn't like me calling him a baby. But he too old. This is Cody. Cody's being difficult. Yeah, it depends on the dog. If a dog is an old 12 or an old 10, the vet can tell you that, or has health issues. The vet can write, due to this dog's current issues, he cannot have chill dog. My husband's playing with this dog. Look at this.
He cannot have rabies shots, not chill dogs.
He cannot have a rabies shot.
Look at that baby.
I know. He's something
he
else.
He is a doll.
Yeah, I'm telling you, guys, it could be the best time of your life to take your dog with you. It can be the worst time of your life if you're not prepared. When we got evacuated in a fire, we were in Reno. We got evacuated. It was terrifying. In the middle of the night, their fire department pounding on our door, get out. Well, we knew the fires were close, so we were kind of prepared. And we were able to be evacuated through a road and not have to go to a shelter. Had we had to go to a shelter, we were prepared. We have a folding crate that we take with us because they would not have let us into the shelter without that. I would have stood outside with Cody. I wouldn't have gone in without him. So it is important. You can get those flat folding. They just go in your trunk or somewhere where, you can just take them with you. It would save the day if something were to happen. And we all hear of these horror stories of people being evacuated on a vacation. It happens, flooding, whatever.
When we traveled with our other boys, instead of carrying their hard crates or the metal ones, we actually had a cloth one that was a dome that folded in and you just zipped it. And it was totally flat, and it was like $40. It's not a big deal.
And that we have one of those also. It folds down flat, but I have been told that some evacuation centers will not allow anything that a dog could go through. I get that. Yeah. But at the same point, it would be better than nothing. Yes, I can confine my dog. Here's how we do it. And I think that's all they're concerned about is confining the dog if you're in an evacuation center. So again, we hope that never happens to anybody, but you never know. Be prepared. That way you don't have to worry about it. That go bag, the checklist on the go bag is critical. We talked a lot on your last show about fleas and ticks. That wonder side is so important, but also examining yourself for fleas and ticks and your dog. Those ticks right now, we got all kinds of issues out there with those ticks.
Yes.
And Don't take a tick and try to pull it off with a pair of tweezers. Don't use the old fashioned burn it off with a match. Don't use the nail polish. Don't use the Vaseline, because if you do that to a tick, it gets the tick mad, and the tick vomits everything that's in him into the animal. So it takes about 24 hours for a tick to do its thing, to get all of its crap into the body. If you get them off quickly, your likelihood that you're going to have a problem is pretty small. However, if you try to piss him off before you get him off by like setting him on fire, he's going to throw up everything into the animal. The other thing is, if you pull a tick off, put it in a baggie and write on the baggie with a Sharpie pen where, when, how, in case the animal or you get sick. You can take that tick to the doctor, to the vet. They can do an analysis on it, much less expensive and much easier than doing an analysis on yourself or the dog as to what has gone into your body. It is an absolute foolproof way to make sure that if Lyme's disease or alpha-gal syndrome or all these crazy things that are happening with ticks, just stick it in a baggie, seal it up, write on it.
So the precursor to that is everybody needs to be on the Coriella sphaericola mushroom. Your pets need to be on these treats so they have it, because your immune system will help you with any of these problems, no matter what. If your immune system is up to par, your body is designed to fight a lot of things. And, you know, you might get a light case, but it might not be something that's permanent. So please, please make sure you have your chest full of it. Get on auto ship. Diana is a wealth of information. Email her. And Diana, we know y'all are chomping at the bits to get out to the lake because Cody's done told us. And we thank you and Dale. Happy early anniversary, number 30 for you, young little spring chicks. And so we love you and thank you. And we will see you. Okay.
Take care.
Well, y'all, that's a lot of information, and we're so excited that she came and gave us all of that, because our sponsors and affiliates that we do business with, they are so brilliant, and they study hard for the information they have. They are a wealth of knowledge, and if you don't have time to go out and gain that knowledge all by yourself, it is so good to have people that have educated themselves to share that knowledge with you. It's not just that they're sharing product, it's that they are sharing knowledge. And I'm so appreciative for everyone that gets to do that with us. So we're on to guest number 2, business number 2. I'm letting him swallow his drink. I'm watching in the background. Are you ready? All right, I got a thumbs up. Here we go. Oh my gosh, Evan's back.
I know. It's been a long time. I was trying to remember the last time I've been on.
It's been a while, dude.
Yeah, it's been busy with trying to get on a schedule, but hopefully we get back on a routine where we can come on all the time.
Well, I'm just going to give you a disclaimer really quick.
Yep.
This is going out on YouTube as well as Rumble. So the freedom that we have to say certain things in certain places is sometimes not so wise. So just be mindful of your words.
Yep. I know. Okay. I can get myself back in the program on that. But yeah, no, I'm Evan. I'm probably know a lot of the, Trina's customers, obviously. I know Diane real well too. She's an awesome resource. I just saw she was on there. So we work together on some things too. So we have pet CBD stuff and some of her pet mushroom pet stuff too. But yeah, www.nutritionelements.com. Obviously, some of you might be aware of it. You can always, obviously, we have a brand new website now. We've worked on some of the functions on the website where, right away, I think it looked good, but trying to navigate it could be a little bit trickier. But we've changed it a lot and got, where you can go shop by goal. And then you can click on a box. For a while, we didn't have the boxes on there, but now if you go to shop by goal, you can literally go from, down to, sleep better. Obviously, sleep products are huge. As I scramble around in the morning, get my kids to school and try to get here and get on other stuff. The summer throws everybody off their routine, but sleep is obviously very popular. Calm and stress, focus and clarity, topical products for recovery and pain. We'll go over some of them. Energy products. We have our new brain gummies in. We have 2 counts of those too. So we can go over that. But the brain gummies used to be the brain cubes. They're reformulated. We've improved them a lot, in my opinion. Also, the sleep gummies. There's a new bag. This is the
They
one.
look awesome, by the way.
Yeah, those are the ones that are, clean, and there's nothing in there that's going to be, with give you that high of sensation. I don't know if I can use the other word in there. I don't want to say it on YouTube, but
Euphoric.
Yeah, euphoric. There you go.
Euphoric
Euphoria.
sensations.
Yeah, so I mean, there's just the CBN and CBD in there. We lowered the melatonin on that too, so we can get to some of that. But yeah, everything's kind of by different, what you're looking for when you go to the actual wellness goal: calm and stress, focus, recovery and pain, energy. The euphoria free ones, CBD, CBG. Obviously, CBG is the best cannabinoid out there for reducing inflammation throughout the body. So, obviously it's been known to, help with that. And that's very popular. CBGs, and we have a lotion that has the CBG. The brain gummy has CBG. So that's very, very popular field. Also, the one that, a lot of people I'm certain, get more questions on is, the terpenes, which terpenes are overall is a more synergistic oil. And it's on our graphic today. We'll go over it. But we have that by.
So I'm going to interrupt you right there just for 1 second. Because y'all, he sent me one for pain and swelling that had the terpenes in it. I'm just going to tell you, I am blown away. He has been sending me product, well, ever since Nutrition Elements developed a year and a half ago. And then I had product from a previous company he was affiliated with. I have not had anything that gives you no side effects whatsoever, none, but to help you with a headache because of weather fronts moving through, because I have the whole sinus a little bit. And, the Wave Watch helps fantastic. But if I don't have it on, or it's on a different setting, and that's caught me by surprise, within 20 minutes, I realize it's gone. And I've been in a 40-day challenge to start a 40-minute workout. And my body has been a little pissed off at certain times. I'm just going to be real. And that is freaking awesome. You've knocked it out of the park with that pain and swelling with the terpenes, Evan.
Yeah.
I'm
and the terpene stuff.
Excited about that product.
Yeah, anxiety wise, I have people that, we have some testimonials out there. If you follow any of our social media, we have a media team now that's, handling a lot of that. So we can actually get testimonials from people. So, what's working for other people. Obviously, we have a different component where people can call and do orders over the phone. Obviously, I do get busy where sometimes, I don't get back to you right away. I will. It might take an hour sometimes, or 2 weeks, as Trina knows. But it just overall, it's nice to be able to talk to somebody if you have questions on it. But that's also why we're on the show. But the terpene stuff overall, there's a focus and clarity that's very, very good. But terpenes are more of a compound, higher end CBD. So they work synergistically. They're going to give you the the effect that the euphoria effect without that stuff. So it's just everything, terpenes, if you understand them, it's a weird word. Everybody's like, I mean, we did a sale recently where it said got terpenes, and it's amazing how many people really knew what they were. Because, it's something I had to learn on it too. And I actually had them in my store when I had my NutriShop. There was one product that had it in there, and it was amazing. It was 1,000 milligrams, but it worked. The repeat business on it was very, very good. Obviously, the pain and swelling is good for anxiety, or it also has a CBG component in there. So really, really helps with people's results on feeling stuff a little bit quicker, like they would on some other things, like with the euphoria. But it's where if you take it really consistently, I mean, like the focus and clarity, for instance, that it helps with your leveling out your serotonin and your dopamine levels. So people that have ADHD, I mean, we all have, we need more energy. We all need more focus. Obviously, the world is a different place than what it was a long time, our last 5-6 years. The focus and clarity obviously should help you with that. I mean, it's a cumulative effect, but it does help with the serotonin and dopamine levels with the terpene blend that we have in there. So we have like 4 different ones. We have an immunity, which is a super immunity that's very high end that has all the cannabinoids in it. And they're pretty much flavorless too. I know I'll be like, I don't like oils, but they are. I mean, you can chime in on that, but I feel they're pretty overall. You don't taste them per se as much. There's not an oily substance to it. They are a higher end oil. I mean, if you look at a store, they're probably gonna be $60-$70. And I'm a big small business guy too. So, I mean, ours are cheaper, obviously, just because we have them on the website. But, and don't have, we have overhead, but we don't have the retail space. But focus clarity, the pain and swelling. The sleep one is very good. So if you don't sleep well and you don't want to do a gummy, or if you want to combine it with something, the sleep is very good. It has a terpene blend in there. That terpene blend, without getting too scientific, is just obviously designed for everything to kind of release the cortisol levels. The CBN is in our elemental calm. That's very good. Our most popular product we sell is elemental calm gummies, and then the sleep gummies have CBN. So it has a lot of the same components, but it's in oil form. So some people prefer an oil before a gummy before bed. Some people you think you might absorb it a little bit better too. So I think that people would really any of those 4 items, and you can find it on the page. We have a terpene drop down, and I'm looking forward here. I know we did change it yesterday. I'm going to make sure it gets correct.
I'm trying to get our special slide up there for you too.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. And you can see 2 of the 2 tinctures on there, or 2 of the 4 of the terpene ones, the pain and swelling and the focus and clarity. As you can see, we changed a lot of our obviously our branding is all different. We have a designer now. I work, a design team. We're trying to make everything look more obviously professional. We've, not that we weren't right away. We tried to be, but it's you evolve and you learn what works for customers, what's not working. I'm going to continue to really focus on the terpene crowd because that is the results. I mean, that's the goal, right? We want everybody to get results.
Yeah.
Maybe get off a medication if they want to. It might help people like the sciatica. I had someone yesterday, tons of success with the pain and swelling for sciatica. They said, well, I had to make sure I was taking it. Well, that is always what I stress is you have to make sure you're taking it. I know that's kind of common sense, but I know how life gets busy and it's like, oh man, I need to take that. I do the immunity every morning. I got sick not long, in April or whatever, more sick than I've ever been. And, I even was taking the immunity, but definitely helped with trying to get the immune system back and the energy back. So,
and let me just put a thing out there for parents. That super immunity doesn't have any effects to it other than it goes in to help fight with the immune system and make your immune system stronger. You're fixing to have children that are going to pile back into school, kids go to college, all of that. I'm just going to tell you, it would be worth it to have that in your war chest for the fall and go ahead maybe the first 2 weeks of school and maybe the week before school. Yeah. Give that to your children because all of that runny nose and the people that are going to be in their new classroom and different environments and different folks around them. Nobody wants to have a child go back to school in the first week of school. They get so sick, they miss the next 2 weeks. Yeah. So that is a fantastic product. And if you don't like the oil, it is in gel caps.
And it's a very small one. They're very small, soft gels. Yeah. And I tell people it's kind of like, a daily vitamin. I mean, kids can take it. Everybody can take it. Yeah. I'm looking at it trying to do a gummy for immunity too. Because I know that would be
awesome. Yeah.
Because I know it's going to take some time, but I am working on a formulation for that because I think, obviously it'd be huge, but the soft gel is very, very, it's like kind of like if you ever had vitamin D, soft gels are very small. So even kids can take them. My kids even will take them. I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. Obviously, daycare, if they get a fever, they're out the next day, 24 hours. So obviously I have a lot going on. So with my wife, obviously we always want our kids, we love our kids to, be healthy. And, like you said, coming up here, fall's not coming, but it is coming. But pollen in the air, allergies and stuff too. Super immunity has been known to help with that as well. And we have the
It,
soft gels, which
it's
are
the
under
platinum
capsule.
oil are my everydays.
Yep,
It's the
exactly.
platinum oil. I do a dropper of each of them under my tongue. And I will tell everybody, if you are new to trying any type of tincture under your tongue, if it's an oil base and not an alcohol base, you're always going to do better to let it sit under your tongue, get to your body temperature, and don't drink something really cold, because oil, you know what happens if you ever cook or if you've ever stuck your olive oil in your fridge. It solidifies when it gets cold. It does not go down the throat as nicely if you chase it with ice cold water or tea or something like that. It's better if you have like a cup of hot coffee or just room temperature water and get a cracker, throw it in your mouth if that's an issue for you. I have had people, say, how do you get that down? Well, number one, I keep it under my tongue, not on my tongue, because some of these things, and I'm just going to tell you, it's not necessarily the platinum oil that's the problem. It's the black seed oil that's the problem. Because no matter what, I've tried that from about 10 different companies. It doesn't taste good. There's nothing you can do, but it is amazing for our bodies. So that goes back to something that's really good for you, like lifting weights.
Yep.
It doesn't feel good sometimes. Just do it anyway.
Like getting up early and getting in a routine, it doesn't always feel good. Maybe later it'll feel good. That's the point, right? It's the future.
Yeah. And then this is one of my favorites. I'm just going to say right there, and I know it's backwards to the camera, but I mean, that's how you get a good 8-hour sleep instead of a 4-hour broken.
Yeah,
and every now and then it's broken, but I still get to go back to sleep and sleep really, really well.
Yeah. You want that REM sleep. Obviously, I've really had to learn that. We've had a lot of transition we moved to a new house and we have 2 kids, young kids, and my wife works very long days, the portion of the week, or at least 3-4 days. And that makes it tricky with having a business. But we want when you sleep, and I'm up later because you find out when you own businesses, that's when you get the most, most of it done when you have kids at that age, because obviously you want to be present and be a good parent. And they always know I'm usually working, sometimes I work from home in my office, obviously, too. I go to and from. But you definitely, when you want to sleep, you want to make sure you can fall asleep. And that's why, elemental calm is a 10 count, too. That is very, very good. It's 25 milligrams of CBN, 25 milligrams of CBG. The best 2 cannabinoids out there, in my personal opinion. That's just my opinion, but I mean, if you can do your research on your own, or ask me questions, is CBN and CBG. So the CBN and CBG are very good things. So that's why we have them in so many different things. We have something separated out on our CBD spectrum when you go under our website, and you just click a box that says CBG. It'll show you all the items we have for CBG. So very, very, I'm trying to get it more organized. Like I said, I like the look of it, but it wasn't. I wanted the navigation to be a little bit better. So if you have any friends or family, don't have them hesitate to go on the website. You can order anytime. We'll get it shipped out to you, usually the day of. And I do a lot of 2-day ship. I know it's cost me more money, but I don't like to mess around with certain providers that don't get things there quick. Sometimes if we have to, if it's PO box, obviously, but I do take the shipping stuff very seriously. Not that we've made everything right, but I know I've been told I spend too much money on shipping, but I like when people get their products quicker. Everybody's used to the Amazons of the world. Not this guy, but my wife, I know, obviously I can tell every day is with Kevin kids, you got things coming, but they want things quick. I don't think Amazon is as quick as it used to be honest with you, from what I've heard. Because there's the mail system's tough, but we usually send it, spend a good amount of money. And even if you don't, obviously we want to send it out UPS. A lot of times UPS 2-day, because some of those people that are listening know I do that because it's just better experience and we get the products there. And so you're not missing a gap. We do have subscriptions offering now on our website too. You guys can do that too. I mean, obviously you get a good discount by knowing Trina. So that is something where I would probably, you'd be better off just paying, we're not going to move Trina's discount to 5% or anything like that. So you'd be just better off sticking to the discount. And like today, we bumped it up for the next 7 days, whatever, to the 30. And we can go even farther than that too. We put 23rd to the 29th, but I'll run until the end of the month. I didn't get back to it right away. And it's not Trina's fault, but we're running until the end of the month. But the dong could go fast. I mean,
before I stick it on Telegram and social media.
Yeah, I mean, it could go faster. The dong. So I have a lot of it, but I mean, we have to always continue to get more in. So I mean, that could go faster. So if you want your order, I'd try to always get before. We'll make sure you get your dong, but it might have to. Sometimes you have to wait a day to get it because I just never know on how much, and it's not cheap. If you know what dong prices are, it's crazy high. 500,000 dong, we go aggressive on that, but definitely it's a benefit to the customer. Referrals is what we hope to tell everybody, share Trina's podcast so everybody knows about it because we're going to get back in a really good routine here. A lot of fun things happening with a new website for that. And I also, the Moonshot stuff's on my website now too, but we have a Moonshot Gummies website as well because we are in distribution. So we want to keep people separate where they understand because they don't understand any nutrition elements in Moonshot. You guys understand it's obviously a private label that I own both of them, but we do have a Moonshot Gummies website, and Trina's discount is active on there too. But otherwise, you can always just go to the NE website for now. But there might be some changes coming up in the future, November. So I'm trying to make sure we have another website. It might have to be a specific website for that. That's why I'm already trying to get ahead of that, if there is such a thing.
Exactly. We cannot influence our lawmakers to do the right thing sometimes, and sometimes they lean more to the lobbyists that handle things for big pharma than they do things that are natural, that grow in the environment that they can't contain. So
yeah, and that's I get the question about that specific thing. I have a lawyer on it looking into it. I see somebody that he's someone that we might be doing a podcast with in the future too. But we're aware of it. Obviously, people are calling and asking, am I going to be able to order things? I mean, I hope so, but obviously if you just want to stock up on stuff, I would. When you're 25% off, I mean,
exactly.
Delta 8's the world and certain things like that, night shots. I should be all right, but I mean, that's a ways off, but we will keep people abreast of the situation. If people know what I'm talking about, they get a lot of questions on that on the calls, and anything I know I can pass on, but we're good to sell. I might just have to be all on a separate website down the road or something like that. Probably costs more money. I'm sure they'll get you somehow, but prices might have to go up on some of the stuff. I don't know, but I'm pretty good on the pricing on Delta 8, and you're not going to find better prices out there with Trina's discount. You're paying way under what most places charge, but we're
Our
for the long
prices
haul.
are better than the local places that if you have one of the cards that you can go and buy because your doctor prescribed it, our prices are better. And I have had at least 3 different people that have used their card, gotten product, and realized that our product is way better than what they bought with their card, and it's way cheaper. And normally you will get 20% off, but this week we are so excited that Evan's allowing 25% off till the end of the month. But one thing I do want to make a statement is if you wanted to get some things stocked up here and there, just so you have it, you can always freeze some of this stuff, like the chocolates and the gummies, and then you just need to take them out. They stay fresh. I mean, the shelf life on them is pretty great anyway.
Yeah, but our stuff is fairly new, so there's nothing like we've had forever.
No.
I mean, that's why I always tell people Delta 8s, we're getting more in actually tomorrow too. So I mean, I mean, we're turning enough of that stuff. I mean, where we have to, but it's not like it's been sitting in our office or
no. But I'm just saying, if you wanted to order like 50 packs and you're not going to eat them that fast, you could throw them in just keep them controlled to where they don't get super hot, because y'all, they're gummies. I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
the
they
heat.
are greatly covered with, to where they don't stick really bad. I'm just giving you a heads up. But what I want to tell you more than anything, we are closer today than we were yesterday to an RV. And for those in my regular audience, you understand that. And in my regular audience, you're going to understand what it could mean to have your hands on 500,000 dong or a million or 1.5 million. But what I want to tell you is $1 million dong right now is running right around $80 to $100, depending on where you're purchasing it from. So if you're stocking up at 25% off, and then you happen to, do at least $150 order and you get $1 million dong, it's like you could subtract that $80 off of that purchase price also, because that's what you would have done if you would have bought it. And if we have an RV and you happen to have 1 million of those, I'm just going to go with the low ball number we've heard. If it revalued at 225, that means you will have $2.25 million that you get to go spend. And you did all that just because you.
I'll still be open too. I'll still be open too, so they can, they can
So
spend
you
money.
can turn around and buy a
Somebody
real
else, are you
estate order.
going to go away then? I'm like, no, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'll be, my work might be a little bit less stressful.
He will hire a whole team that handles everything, and he'll just show up and be the boss.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I've seen the transition on that. I'm so busy. I mean, people are like, well, what do you know? And I'm like, well, I know what I hear and stuff like that, but I have, I'm kind of, my hours are strapped on looking up information and social media. I'm on my phone so much. I try not to go on there and continue to look at it, but because it can be confusing, but go to the right sources like Trina to get that information. But I can tell you what, it's changed a lot in pricing from, when we started this business to now, which is, we're well over 1.5 years, almost 2 years. So definitely it's crazy. I mean, I know we've carried some of the other ones, but dong has been, but 500,000 dong notes are not cheap. And that's why, we gotta, I mean, the stuff flies, but I mean, that's why we do the specials for certain groups and people, because they work with us. Obviously it's a partnership. And we know too, like when you go online, if you type in Trina, we'll know that you get the special today too. So it's not like we have it all. We're more buttoned up in that area now, where we know to give X amount of dong and whatever we throw in. We'll throw in the free 2-count brain gummies, 2 on all everybody's orders, and then we also have the sleep gummies and 2-count too. So always good referrals to your friends, or maybe that favorite in-law or not so favorite. Hey, you need to go to sleep better. Maybe you'll be happier. That's good referrals. So I mean, that's always a good way to get the name out there. But you can also eat them for yourself. I don't care. It's just something where our name, and hopefully you pass it on to somebody and tell them about to watch the show, or maybe they buy it, but otherwise it's a value to you as well. So the 2-count stuff we'll continue to do more and more of.
And that's awesome, because a lot of people, when I first, tried to figure out, I started using the CBD products just because I had really bad back issues. And praise God, between stretching and exercise and using these products, I mean, like I said, the platinum oil, that was a game changer for me. It's once or twice a day, depending on how my body feels. But it's something, y'all, that it builds up. It's the residual effect of having it in your system every day, all day. That's just like, you have to drink so many ounces of water, or you should, every day, all day. If you don't drink water in 3 days, you're severely dehydrated. Your body didn't retain that. So the platinum oil is kind of like that. Your body will retain that and use that to heal certain things like nerves, and the black seed oil with the inflammation, if you have joint issues, is amazing to build up in your system to where it gets them to where they operate better all the time. So we've even had people use the platinum oil topically on bug bites and sores.
Yeah, with our lotion, they mix it in.
Amazing healing results. Amazing. So I just encourage everybody, get your order, get stocked up, get your dong on the way in the mail. And I know that probably didn't sound right. I will say Vietnamese dong, so you understand. And
It's always a joke for dong, that's for sure.
yes, the jokes for that can go for days. And
Yeah, they can.
So we appreciate you so much, Evan. Thank you. I know your time is so. If you call the phone number and you think Evan's not going to call you back, wrong. But you really should text him and say, hey, this is so-and-so. I heard you on Hero 1776 or on Redneck Rhapsody. I am a customer of Trina's and I really need to talk to you about some product. He is a wealth of information. And once you get it to where you have your order, know what you want and what works for your body. I love the sample packs though. That's where I was going with the other stuff because I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know my body would not react to Delta 8.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Near as well as it does the Delta 9. So my sleep, but when he started adding the CBN or the CBG.
Yeah, CBN. And I mean, they're both in the, they can be both in the sleep, like the elemental calm.
And so when he started layering some of this stuff in the product, it got even better. But I'm a moonshot girl. I know that. My husband, he is a sleep gummy only person. And so it's just the difference of what your body operates. So the little sample packs, they're great for helping you figure that out. And I just wanted to put that out there. But Evan, your time is precious. And we thank you for giving it to us. And we are going to get it set up to where he's either on with us once a week or every other week. We're going to work on that schedule and get it hammered out just a little bit better.
When school comes, it'll be even easier, obviously, for more of a routine, I think, too. So, but no, we can plan on any. I mean, middle of the week works really, really good. Obviously, Mondays were trickier just with, you know, the beginning of the week from the weekends, you know, shipments and things like that. But it wasn't like we didn't want to be on. So, Trina and I were still in contact. It just stars in line. There was a lot of other trying to get the business going. But we'll hopefully get back in a really good routine now. And everybody's got my number. Make sure you tell everybody about the podcast too. Let's try to promote everybody on this deal. That's to make it work. That's how good teams make things happen. So
that's right.
So go and like Diane, that was before, is awesome. That's who we don't care. We carry their mushroom pet stuff. We don't have ours. We're not competing against her. She's the top of the top. So
and he has the perfect CBD for your pet for you to keep on point to where if they have, you know, a slit in their paw, you get the balm from the pet company and you get the CBD from Evan, because, you know, when we all work together, especially small business American companies, we are building America back stronger. We are making our country great again by taking care of good patriots that we do business with. So, you know, keep that in mind. Get with Evan, get your products, stock them up. It's awesome. It's hot.
We got a lot of new things on there we didn't cover too. So, or they have a different look. Like I said, the sleep gummies too, before I forget, we did lower the melatonin in them. Obviously, people mention that a lot. Less melatonin, I think, because your body doesn't naturally produce it, is better in my opinion. We've had better results. So we did add obviously some valerian root in there too.
Okay.
They're gluten free and vegan free and everything like that. So, but that is one thing we made a change on that. And we have acetylcholine is in the brain gummy, which is a new thing for focus. You know, kind of like with the lion's mane. That's another thing that's new. So those are reformulated. They're soft. They're not flavorless. The ones before were okay, but the flavorless stuff wasn't my favorite. But, we got through it. Nah, the new ones are awesome. So
awesome. Well, I'm excited to try them. I haven't got any of those yet, I don't think. So thank you, Evan. We appreciate having you on here. Everybody, you have a blessed and amazing day. And we'll throw up a prayer really quick because I know the Lord uses us. And so I'm just going to use this time to thank him. Father God, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for your son being sent to save us from our sins and to give us a shot at eternity. And we just praise you and we worship you and we love you. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye, y'all.
All right. See you guys. Thank you.